That'll get us more likes. Hi guys, today we're gonna go over something that I didn't mention before, which was the statuses of homes that you see online or that I even send you. Basically, there's 3 or 4 of them, and I'll go over them right now. So when you go online and you're looking for homes, they're either going to show as active, as pending, or some websites call it in contract, or you're going to show them contingent or sold or closed. And so active means they're available for sale, and pending means that they're already in contract, that an offer has been accepted, and you can no longer view the property. You can no longer you don't have a chance at it right now because it's in escrow with someone else. So the only way that you would have a chance at it is if the current buyer backs out, and then it would go back as an active status. But if it shows pending, it's too late. It's already in escrow with someone else. And then we have the closed, or some of them show sold. Is already a done deal as well. You might also see some, like Zillow has pre-foreclosure, or foreclosure or auction. Those are not available for sale, and if they are, most likely it's for cash buyers only, and a real estate agent is usually not involved in those. It does depend on the website that it sends you to, whether a real estate agent is involved or not. But most of the time, those type of properties, the foreclosure and the auction, are either not for sale, or they will be for sale in the future, or if they are for sale now, it's through like a bidding site. And the pre-foreclosure, you can send us the addresses of the pre-foreclosure. We can reach out to those homeowners. It means they're losing their homes, and we can try and see if they're willing to sell before it becomes from pre-foreclosure to foreclosure. So I just wanted to bring up the statuses because they are important. Today it's mainly going over the contract, and which the contract is the offer, and the main points of what it means to submit an offer. So when you submit an offer, you're is because you're interested in the property, and the offer says what you're offering as far as price, how much you're giving a deposit, and it also talks about contingencies. And contingencies are very important because those determine whether you get your deposit back if you back out of the deal or not. And so I'm just going to talk about the 3 main contingencies, which is the inspection contingency. A lot of people are scared, or when they go view homes, they're wanting to open every single drawer because they're so scared of, like, oh well, I want to make sure that what I'm offering is what the house is worth. And based on the condition, they want to know what it looks like. You will have time for that during the process after your offer is accepted. You do have that inspection contingency in place to protect you. So during the time that you submit an offer, and if they accept your offer, you can hire a home inspector, a pest inspector, a roof inspector, and if it's property out with in the country with acreage, a septic inspection and a well inspection. And so that way you can be fully sure that you want to proceed. And you do have the contract is written to where you have it's either 14 or 17 days now, because we just updated our contract, our residential purchase agreement in December. But you do have within that time period, and you can actually put how much time you want on when you submit an offer. You can customize those dates. And then the next one is the appraisal contingency. And so with that one is for you to know the value of the home. So if you think you're overbidding, and what if it's not worth it, when the appraiser goes out to the property, which your lender sends the appraiser because they also want to make sure that you're not overpaying, then they will determine what the home value is. And there's a lot more that I can cover about the appraisal, but I'll do that with you as we go along when you become my client. And so the next thing is the loan contingency. So when you are out looking at homes, you are pre-approved, and once you find a home you like, then the fully underwritten loan approval process begins. And so your loan officer reviewed all your income, your credit, and based on their expertise, you are pre-approved. Once you get into escrow to purchase a home, then the underwriter also has to basically agree with your lender that or loan officer that you really are fully underwritten approved. And so if any of those three things, the appraisal, the loan, the inspections, you're not fully satisfied with, you can always back out or ask for more time or renegotiate based on your findings. So don't be scared to submit an offer, because you will have more time to, usually within the first 2 weeks, to make a fully informed, educated decision based on what these professionals are going to tell you about the condition, the value of the home, so you can renegotiate if anything that you didn't know from seeing it comes up. And then there's other smaller contingencies, like if there's HOAs and you want to know what's permitted, what's not permitted, then the HOA contingency will also, allow for you to back out to fully understand what the HOA requirements are. The HOA is the Homeowners Association contingency, so you do have time to review all the rules that come with living in a property where there's a homeowners association in place. And then there's also, which is very popular right now, the sale of home contingency. And so if you submit an offer on a property, but you haven't sold your house and you need to sell your house in order to buy another house, you also have the sale of home contingency to allow for you to, in case you have to back out of the deal and you haven't sold your house yet, or you change your mind, you have that contingency in place too. And there's more contingencies in place, and we can customize the offer based on your specific situation. So that's when, more contingencies can come into play to protect you. And that's why it's important to hire someone that knows their stuff. Anyway, so those are just the highlights of what the offer, means, and what clauses there are that can protect you from, backing out in case, or just to protect you making an informed decision, and so you're satisfied with your purchase. And then the closing date versus the vacancy date, I guess we'll call it. The way the contract is written or the offer is written, you move out. If you're selling your home, you move out the day that we close escrow. So the day that the buyers sends their money and to close, and the lender sends their money to close, that's the closing date. And so at that point, the seller has to move out unless the seller asked for a rent back. So if the seller, and that usually happens at the very beginning of the negotiation, if the seller asks for a rent back and the buyer approved the rent back, then the day it closes will not be the day that sometimes you get keys if you're the buyer, because you gave them that extra time to move out. And so that is something that's very common right now, that the seller is giving a little more time to move out if they need it. But all that is negotiated at the very beginning, before you start spending money on inspections and appraisals and all that stuff. And I went over all the fees for all those things on the first video. This is our third video, so if you haven't seen the first or the second video, check out our IGTV section and you'll see those other videos. I also had another video regarding like buying and selling at the same time, where I do all the math and really break it down for you. So look at those too. And then so I think that's pretty much it for today. I am gonna do another video on if you own a home already and you have a lot of equity and you're not sure how to leverage that equity to make you more money, because equity is invisible, and you want to put it to use. And so that will probably be the next video that I do. If you guys have any ideas for me, I'm all open to them. And if you like these little videos, then let me know too. I think I'm getting more comfortable talking to the camera or the phone in this case. So I hope that you guys excuse me if some of the other videos I don't sound as good, but or even in this one. But anyways, have a good day, and you guys know how to contact us.